Um, I, I don't need to introduce manga. I think everybody here knows exactly what it is, and it's something that doesn't need introduction. I discovered manga through, I used manga Doraemon to learn Japanese, actually. When I went to Japan, I lived there for 6 years. So for me, it's been, and My Neighbor Totoro was my favorite film long time before I even got to Japan. And the images were in my brain long before. So when I went to Japan, it felt so familiar already. Those images were imprinted, and I'm sure the same is for all of you. So you all are very familiar. I would like to just introduce, we're very lucky today because we have with us Ōima-san, who's an absolutely incredible artist and mangaka. She won the Tezuka Osamu Award in 2015, and in 2016, A Silent Voice was turned into a film, and it's had great international success. You're all familiar with it. I've met so many people, Ōima-san, who know your work and who are dying to meet you. And now we're really very fortunate because we don't just have, this is a very special session, we have also the back of the other side of things, the production side. And representing the production side, we have an entire team with Koga-san here. And I will now ask Dr. Otake from the Japan Foundation to introduce the Kodansha team.
Okay, thank you, Radhika-ji. So I'd like to introduce Yasutomo-san and Tsuchiya-san from Kodansha also, since this is the very first time for any manga artist from Japan to come to India. So it's an incredible and exclusive time, and thank you for coming with us.
Daijoubu? Okay. So, 始めましょう。今ちょっと、Ōima-さん、紹介していただいてもいい？Koga-さんと。Introduction. She's going to introduce. どうして漫画家になりました？ Why did she become mangaka? Is my first question.
なんかこれがあったとかこういう理由があったっていう感じで、漫画家になったわけではなく、子供の頃から絵を描くのが好きで、絵しか得意なことがなくて描いていくうちに周りの友達とかから「うまいね、将来は漫画家になるの?」って言われていくうちに「なるのかな、漫画描くの好きだな」って自然になんか割とちょっとなっていった感じですね。
So she said, really, when she was young, then she really liked drawing and making a manga. And all of her friends start telling, you are so good writing a manga, maybe you can become a manga artist. Then gradually I make up mind. Then in a natural way, now I'm the mangaka now, yeah?
すごい。And Koga-san, please tell us, how did you come into this world?
So, मेरा नाम कोगा है। मैं हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ। थोड़ी हिंदी आती है। क्योंकि जैसा देश वैसा बेस। धन्यवाद। आज से 38 साल पहले, आज से 40 साल पहले, जब भारत की मेरी पहली यात्रा हुई थी, तब से ही मैं भारत से मोहित हूँ। उसके बाद 60 times, more than 60 times, मैं भारत का दौरा कर चुका हूँ। So, मेरी पहली यात्रा ने मेरी जिंदगी बदल दी। So, India has been part of my life. I came here in India 1986 as a student. I've been traveling for 3 months, and I learned, I listened, I tried to live like a local, also try to eat like a local. So my stomach went on a wild adventure, and I got sick. And yes, I ran a fever. And however, all these ups and downs changed me forever. And returning to Japan, I joined Kodansha. Then after that, in 2010, my works brought me back to India. And I came here for the business of publishing. So now, do you know Toto-chan? My company published and licensed NBT, and also another children books is a Mottainai Grammar. Now she speaks 12 languages, and now it's 700,000 copies in India. Like this, so thank you. So, and now, Ōima-san's work, Silent Balls to Your Eternity, and that one now is distributing in India by Penguin Random House now. So, books and children at bridges between India and Japan, and also between cultures. And I'd like to be a connection with between India and Japan. Thank you.
Thank you, Koga-san. That was wonderful. I don't know if you're familiar with the history of manga, but it's kind of interesting that when manga came, the roots of manga come from the encounter at the fall of the Tokugawa shogunate in the late 19th century and with the West. And you had these things like Tokyo Panchi, and you had all these caricature magazines, which kind of actually started off by doing satire and caricature and political and social satire about the westernization of Japan and the easternization of the expats and how funny and silly they were in these enclaves like Yokohama and things. And then it slowly became it became very much a part of culture. It was used to teach to teach people, to teach children. Manga was used to teach children about manners, about alphabet. It was very much a tool of literacy as well. And then manga got serialized in newspapers. That was by the Asahi Shimbun and things. And this was, of course, the big turning point. So my question to you, Koga-san, Ōima-san, is newspapers still a very important part of the popularization of manga in Japan? Are they still serialized in the newspaper, or is that not important anymore?
So I checked. So newspapers and magazines played a big role in making manga popular. So because in the late 19th century, many people in Japan could not read at all, but education spread very quickly, and by the 1920s, almost everyone could read. Okay, but this changed the daily life. People began to the newspapers, magazines every day, and manga fit perfectly. It was visual, easy to follow, and fun. So manga first appeared as short stories, published little by little. I forgot the names at Times of India. It's a short stories, like 4 panels, like this. Okay, so it's like so readers wanted to read the next episode, like a TV series. Okay, so because so many people could read, and also sales of newspaper and magazines grow fast. Today, manga usually starts this way. First of all, magazines, and after that, books. But now, so many readers use smartphones, applications, digital platform. So the format is changing, but the idea is the same. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Now, I had a question for Ōima-san. Your A Silent Voice was turned into an anime film in 2016. How did you feel about that? And did it affect the way that you saw your own work?
影響があるかどうかあったかどうかちょっと分からなくて、原作者としてそのアニメサイドに漫画のその伝えたかったことや大切にしたことを伝えるのにものすごく苦労して作った背景があって。やっぱりそのアニメ化って言っても原作者はお客さんじゃなくて制作サイドなんでちゃんとお客さんに伝わるかなって伝えたいなって思いながら作ってましたね。でまあそうですね、アニメーションで受けた影響っていうのはやっぱりその漫画は大体アシスタントさんと私で、まあ大抵は10人以内で作るんですけど、アニメはめちゃくちゃたくさんの人に関わっていただくので、いろんな人のその人生の一部をなんか時間を借りて作るっていうことをなんかすごく実感して、それがやっぱ、原作者ってもう仕事は漫画を描くっていう仕事はその期間はもう終わってるけど、これから描く漫画に対してでもうちょっと真摯にもうちょっと頑張りたいと背筋が伸びるような思いになりましたね。はい。
So she is a basically manga artist, and she is a creator of manga. And manga and animation is a totally different. And she cannot watch animation the perspectives of creator, not perspectives of the audience. So that's why it's totally different. And for her side, what her most important thing is how she can convey the core message of the manga to the animation. That is a very, very difficult. And she made a lot of effort how I can convey the true message of manga to the animation. That is a big challenge for her. And how this affect her current job is that she said for creating the manga, there is a 10-member team, almost a 10-member, she has an assistant, etc. But for animation, there are a lot of people working all together. So that's why when the animation is creating, that many people's life is there. Many people use their time and life, She really impressed about this thing. Oh, I'm using so many persons' life, so many persons' precious time. That's why she really determined I have to be more sincere for this working for the manga, right? Yeah.
That's beautiful. 本当に。I wanted to ask you about your work process. How do you create? You said you have a team. Describe ちょっと。
そうですね。まずその漫画としての企画っていうのを 編集部に提出して、それで、その時点では12話ぐらいの、ネームを出すんですね。ネームっていうのは漫画の下書きみたいな、下書きよりももっと雑なものなんですけど、それで OK 連載いいよ、書き始めていいよっていうのをもらったら原稿に書き始めるわけなんですけど、私週刊連載ですごい忙しいんで、私の場合はですけど、絵柄、その個々のそれぞれの絵柄が影響しない部分をお任せしていて、というのはどういうところかというと、こういう定規を使うような背景を主にアシスタントさんにお任せしてるっていう感じですね。私が、人物とかラフとかを全部紙に書いて、でそれで見してアシスタントさんが書いてくれるっていう状態です。
So this is really real process how the manga is going to published and how manga will be completed. You know, the first of all she make some project whatever she wants to do. Then that project is going to the edit team. Then if edit team say yes, then it will go right. Then after that she made a very rough draft. And after that, you know, she is doing a weekly things, so it's very busy, very, very busy. So she has a team. Maybe the team member, assistant, will draw up the background, etc. And she is drawing the character, main character. Then in this way, it's going on and on and on a weekly basis. Okay.
That's wonderful. This is slightly related to that because I write novels, and when I write a novel, I see the novel like a movie in my head. So I always see it like a movie. So I was just wondering, for you, when you have the idea, do you start with the image? Do you have the idea, do you have the face of your character in front and you think, and you take your paper and you start drawing? Or do you start with a word or an idea?
She said both all together coming. Visual coming and text coming all together.
でもそうですね、長い連載なんで内容を忘れないようにメモとかいっぱいするんですけど、その過程で文字で今出力しないといけないなって思うことはもう文字でバーって書いて、セリフとかあと展開とかまだやってないこととかやらなきゃいけない展開とかは文字で先に書いておいて、ここから1年後とかにその文字で書いた展開が来るみたいな、忘れないように先に文字に書いておくことはあります。で、絵が思い浮かぶ時っていうのはやっぱりアクションシーンとか、あとふと頭洗っている時とかに思い浮かぶことが多いですね。
I see. So she said it's coming all together, visual thing and a text. But yes, of course, she is writing this manga story. It's very, very long. So this story is very long. So she made sometime notes so that she should not forget some very important point. And this note will come maybe like 1 year later or something. But she made a note. And regarding the illustration, yes, illustration is coming suddenly when, I'm making a shampoo or something, then that timing the images suddenly come. And she's making some action scene, their battling scene, she's drawing. Then another character is coming suddenly. In this way, character is coming really, really suddenly come.
Yeah. So the story comes kind of slowly and more with sort of thinking. demo, the images come like magic. Huh?
そうですね。
Yes, yes, I realize now.
Arigato. Okay, so this. Okay, Koga-san, now it's your turn. I'm going to ask you a difficult question. Muskashi shitsumonde. Chotto. So, why do you think that manga is so popular? And do you think it was the anime that made manga popular, or was it? And that you can think about, and maybe you have answers too. Because I always wondered: is it the manga that made the anime popular, or because that seems to me, at least with the America story, that it was the anime and Miyazaki-san's that got people interested in manga. But I want to know what you think. Why is it so popular?
So over the past few years, manga has not spread quietly. And so it has experienced global rapid growth. And one of the biggest turning point was COVID-19. During that time, people didn't go out and didn't meet people, but we have a lot of time. So people watched more anime than ever before. Then people wanted more. Then they wanted to read original story, that is manga, behind the anime. Okay? So they turned the point. So now, so I have to tell you the number, just a moment. So the change is very clear in the numbers, okay? In 2019, about 7 million manga volumes was sold in the United States, okay? And by 2022, the number had jumped to over 28 million copies, more than 4 times the sale of the just 3 years earlier. Yeah, this was not a temporary boom. The U.S. manga market is now worth around $1 billion, okay? And it's still growing in India, okay? So manga sales increased tenfold between 2019 to 2024, okay? So the pandemic changed many things, but at the same time, okay, it dramatically accelerated manga's journey around the world. So why manga moved? I think why. So I just saying manga moved with the times. In Japan, people read manga and trains, also or between meetings, late at night, and on their phones. And also, manga didn't stop there. It became anime, okay? And it became films, also merchandising, T-shirts, like that. So, and also then global story. So that's why I think why.
But I think also because I watch a lot of, I'm seriously addicted to anime thanks to Netflix, because I live part of the time in Greece, and the most popular shows on Netflix in Greece are manga. Not manga, anime. And the most translated works in this little country of 5 million people is manga. And all the kids read manga. But I was watching, and from the point of view of an audience, and I think everybody will agree, it's the stories. It's the fact that there's a kind of a truth about society in those in the manga, which I think there's a kind of a freedom and a truth there, which really attracts young people. And so with that question, that's actually the segue into a question for Ōima-san. which is, Ōima-san, your the silent voice. It's it's about many things, but it's also about ijime, about bullying. It's also a story of redemption, of how to, if you've done something wrong in your life, how can you correct it? How can you make up for it? What is the way that you can make up for it? Which I thought was a wonderful, wonderful theme. So I wanted to know, how did you, what was the inspiration for this theme? Was it something in your life? Was it something that you saw? Because you started very young as a mangaka, no? After school.
声の形についていじめのテーマっていうのは本当に素晴らしいと思うんですが、どうやってそれをインスピレーションであったのか、いじめとか見たことがあったのか、とてもお若く見えるんですが、その辺のところはどうなんでしょうか。
もちろんその経験とか見てきたものを書いているし、聞いたことを書いているので、まあなんでしょうね、嘘を書いてるとしたらば、なんでしょうね、そうですね、本当はここで人が亡くなるけど、漫画だから人は亡くならないとか、キャラクターが亡くならないとか、そういう変え方はしてます。やっぱ読後感っていうのは大事なんで、バッドエンドに しないように、私はややハッピーエンドというかを選んだ、そういう作り方をしてきましたね。で、そうですね、インスピレーション、書いた当時は漫画のコンテストに送るために、書いていたので、すごい短い読み切りだったんですけど、その時に岐阜に住んでいたので、今岐阜に住んでいる時にしか見えない風景とか経験とか、母親が手話通訳やってるので、そこで直接手話を教えてもらって、それを漫画に書いてやりたいなって思って書きました。はい。
So, yes, I choose main theme as a bullying. That's a very heavy theme. And I saw the bullying in my school. I hear the bullying, how it happens in a school. So this is a very real story, very much real story. But if I will share which part is imaginary, in this manga. So if I fear in this situation that person can die in a real life, but I don't make him die in a manga. Why? Because I always need a happy end. It's very, very important. So that's why I change all these kind of things sometimes. Yeah? And also, when a very early stage, I sent my manga to the competition. And on those days, I was living in a Gifu prefecture. I'm from the Gifu, right? So on those days, whatever I experienced in my hometown, whatever I saw, my mother is as a sign language interpreter. So I learned sign language from my mother. And those kind of things I really wanted to write in my manga. So all these experience came to my manga. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That's my next question. Kind of is on this line, because I was really very struck in your manga about two things: how you show emotion, and also how you make it visible in your characters' body language, in the images. And also that silence and pauses, they seem to play a big role in your work. And I just wanted to know, do you find it difficult to show silence or moments when nothing is happening? And when you draw those quiet moments in manga, what do you think about? What do you focus on?
感情をキャラクターを通して感情を表す沈黙を表すっていうのは難しい作業だったのでしょうか。
難しくはなかったですね。難しくはなくて、でもまあ声の形に関してはよりそこを大事に書こうって思っていたので、どちらかというと楽しかったですね。はい。
So for me, showing the silence and showing the some characters' emotion is not very much difficult. For me, I really enjoy to show all these silence in my manga because this silence part is the most and the most important part in my manga. So that's why I really enjoy showing this silence in my manga.
That's wonderful. So let's move to Koga-san, to the publishing side again. And Koga-san, tell me what publishers do many activities around the popularizing of the manga. So can you describe, both in Japan and internationally, so can you describe what do you do to make a manga famous or make a manga known to people, and what kind of activities are done?
So in Japan, so promotion matters a lot, and publishers who don't print manga and hope for the best. It's kind of tough. we promote everywhere. It's maybe same as India. So magazines, bookstores, events, and social media, video, anime. And also today, digital matters more than ever. So many manga starts on online, on apps, and platforms and website. So every access promotion helped people notice the manga, but it cannot make them love it. Okay, so only leaders can do that. So promotion opened the door, but leaders decide what stays. So I think that trust. So I think between creators, publishers, and readers, that is what is true, I think.
And in Japan, do you have sort of chat sites and online sites where the readers give their opinions about manga, but like a big chat site where many people talk? Or is it really through podcasts by sort of people who do podcasts and or YouTube? What exactly is it that you do? Ōima-san?
日本で直接フィードバックをもらったりとか、もらったフィードバックを皆さんに公開したりとか、そういうっていうこともあるんですか、日本では。
And Ōima-san?
それに対するフィードバックをいただいた、直接いただいて、Ōimaさんがでそのいただいたフィードバックをみんなにまた見せたりっていうようなプラットフォームがあったりします。マガポケですかね。
アプリがあって、それで読者が直接作品に対して感想を書き込んだりして、作者はそれを読んで嬉しくなったり落ち込んだりするんだと思うんですけど私はちょっと前連載してた「不滅のあなたへ」は紙の媒体だったんでアプリは本番ではないというか紙が本番でなんで紙で読んでる読者はお手紙をもらっ たりとかしてますね。で作者から返せる時っていうのは機会が本当にあんまりないですけど、他の作家さんとかはツイッターとX かやって返したりとか返信したりとかしてる作家さんはいますね。私はあんまりちょっとできなくてやれてないですね。
Okay. So there is some special app, and on that app, the reader can give the feedback directly, and sometimes Ōima-san read that feedback, and sometimes she became very happy, and sometimes she became very sad, you know. This kind of thing is keep happening. And also regarding the To Your Eternity, that is only the hard copy is there, only the manga hard copy there, not on the online thing. That's why the reader wrote a letter, in the physical letter, and sent to the post to the Ōima-san, and Ōima-san can read, but she's too busy, it's difficult to reply them, but she got many, many letters from the, fan. But she said some other manga artist has a platform on the X or something, and they are communicating on the X, that someone is doing like that in Japan.
But does that communicating on X or communicating on some kind of a platform, is that, do you think, how does that influence your work? Do you think that's important for a mangaka? Because
読者によるんですけど、一部の漫画ファンは作者はツイッターやらないでくれっていう層はいますね。でもやっぱ漫画家さんとお話ししたいとか感想を送りたいっていう方もいっぱいいると思うので、どっちとも言えないなって思いますね。
It's really difficult to say for me X is important for manga artist or not, because I know some reader, some fan said manga artist should not have an X account because manga artist should not be there actually, right? And somebody said, yes, I want to communicate, on time with the mangaka. So there's so many opinions. I can't say what is right, what is wrong.
well, I think it's very good, I think, to stay a little bit far away from all this. So. Because it's a difficult question. ごめんなさい。
でもやっぱ漫画読んでる人って漫画のファンが多くて作者のファンじゃない人もいるので、漫画のファンと作者のファンは違うので、やっぱ作者のファンの人はツイッターやってると嬉しいとか X やってると嬉しいけど、漫画だけ読んでたい人はなんかこう雑味になるというか作家の人格がなので知りたくないっていう人もいますね。
So the C, there's two categories. One reader, one fan is a manga reader, manga fan, and another category is a manga creator fan. That somebody likes a manga and somebody likes only manga creator. Okay, who likes a manga creator? They really want an X, right? Because they want to communicate personally with the manga creator. But who likes a manga, they like so much manga works, so they don't want to know the manga creator, who is the manga creator, what is the real life of that manga creator. That is a mentality of them. So for the manga fan, manga readers, manga lovers doesn't want a X, right? This is a difference between the readers groups, right?
Yeah, I think I'm in the second group, the non-X group. But Koga-san, what about from the publisher side? Is it? Do you think it's important for the mangaka to have a kind of a social media public presence, or is it not necessary?
I think it depends on the stories, and it depends on the artists. Okay, and so どっちもありですよね。What do you think, Ōima-san?
漫画家として漫画家が持つべきかどうかわからないです。最近 YouTube のチャンネルやっちゃったんで、言っていいですか？いやでもOK なんですけど、でもあんまりそのちょっとミステリアスは維持したいというか。
So you know that yes, X is very important. For these days, we cannot, run away from all the social networks. But I want to keep myself a little bit mysterious. So that's why I don't want to really disclose everything to everybody in the public. So I want to keep myself a little bit mysterious.
Yeah, I would add. So Ōima-san went to France and India. That's it. That's never another abroad. So very special for that. And also in Japan, no medias, no interview. Just only India and France. Yeah.
So we're very,
special.
very lucky.
You are so lucky, I think.
So I just want to ask one last question about, because it's kind of hovers over this whole thing, which is the technology question, about, whether, and so in two ways, the technology question in terms of the reader, which is the smartphone, how everything is now on the smartphone, and how has that affected, has it made manga more popular, less popular? And then the other side is the AI that you can use this. It's a new tool which you can use, and how does that affect the manga production? And what do you think of using AI images?
So I think I'll tell you so fast and next. So I think so manga moved with the times. Okay, so paper to digital and bookstore to smartphone. So it's easy to change. So that's why easy, I think.
そうですね、スマートフォンのおかげで多分女性の読者増えませんでしたか？なのでそのちょっと読者層とバッと広まったので読む人が増えたのはすごく良かったと思います。ただ読み心地としては紙が最高って思いますね。はい。
Okay.
Yeah, so for my case, with the smartphone, I feel there are many women readers increased. Many women came to this platform, right? And also, but for my personally, I really like a physical one. I really like a paper book, that manga.
I'd like to. We don't have that much time left. I'm sorry. But we have questions. In the audience here. The gentleman in the blue shirt, second row. Mm-hmm.
Hi, thank you, Ōima-san, Koga-san, for being here with us. I have two questions actually. The first one is for Ōima-san. So there's story, and we know that a manga goes across multiple hundreds of volumes at times. Yeah, so manga sometimes goes across hundreds of volumes. So my question is, there's the story and there's the telling of it. There's the pacing, and then there's the dividing it into volumes, right? Because you are going to get published also, and you also need to maintain the story flow and the emotion of it. So how do you go about structuring your manga series? Is it something comes naturally to you, or you just take it as it comes to you? That is one question to Ōima-san. And then for Koga-san,
そうですね、声の形は全6巻にしようって決めて、その通りになりました。で、不滅のあなたへは3部構成にしようって思って、その通り3部構成にしたんですけど、途中ちょっとだけ5巻分ぐらい長くなってしまったなって思ったんですけど、まあいっかっていう、それはちょっとやっぱ書きたいことをちょっと書いてたら収まんないやみたいな感じでちょっと長くなってしまいましたね。まあおおむねは連載前に決めてますね。私の場合はですけど、で決めてない作家さんもすごく多いです。
So this is actually for my case. For my case, I always decide the structure in a very, very initial stage. And like a silent voice, I really decided it should be a 6 volume. Then it's completed 6 volume, right? And sorry, 7 volume. Not my mistake, actually. 7 volumes, right? Then I completed 7 volumes. Then to your eternity cases, I decided in the beginning it should be 3 parts. I mean, 3 chapters, and it's already came that 3 chapters. But in a between, there is something I need to say. So I add some 5 volumes. So in that case, I added something, but basically I decided everything in an initial level for the structuring, right? But another manga artist is some different.
I'm sorry, I'd love to have you ask another question because we have so little time. Do you mind if I let someone else? This gentleman here on the side.
Hello, this is Suyash Devedi. I'm from Wikipedia. So as AI is a challenge, like she already said, so one of the biggest challenge which we are seeing in the text, but you know the graphics is more challenging because it is easy to train the model and generate. And because you prefer manga books in physical format, like in papers, but people are crazy to read it out, and the easiest way is online. So how you are combating, like what is your strategy to combat such bad actors like AI who can literally duplicate people who don't understand manga, maybe they can go through the duplicates. So yeah, what's your strategy? Thank you.
So AI が非常に問題になってて、テキストと特に画像についてはすぐコピーされてしまうので、漫画でも紙の方が好きだと言われていた大島さんはそのグラフィックをコピーされてしまう、画像をコピーされてしまうということに対してどのような戦略を取っていらっしゃいますか？
いや戦略作戦もう何にも考えられなくて、ちょっと誰か助けてほしいなって思うのがちょっと正直な気持ちですね。ちょっとやっぱ手書きからデジタルになっていく過程もなんかそういう感じだったのかなって思ってるので、正直止められないんじゃないかなって思ってるんですが、なんかやっぱ使い分けというのか AI のいい使い方みたいな、AI の楽しみ方っていうのはこれだっていうのをちょっとやっぱなんかこれから知っていって、やっぱそこでちょっと住み分けというのかができるといいなと思うんですけど、ちょっと私自身にいいアイデアはあまりなく、やっぱ苦しんでる作家さんもちょっと多いですね。
So I think I'm not the right person to tell this kind of thing because I have no strategy for that, Actually, I need help from your side, how we can stop all this kind of thing. But the thing is, at the same time, this, flow, we cannot stop. This digitalization or the AI system, we cannot stop. So we cannot help all these kind of things. But I really want to enjoy with this AI world, right? So how we can live separately and we can enjoy with these AI things. I really want to know how I can enjoy with these AI things. Please tell me somebody.
Have you ever tried using AI tools?
AI なんか出始めディープドリームっていうやつをちょっといじって色塗ったことはありますね。
So in a very initial level, there's a very beginning AI system was there. I used that, but that is very simple AI.
Okay, thank you so much, Ōima-san,
ありがとうございます。
Koga-san. Thank you. Thank you for being a wonderful audience.